all-time, Daniel Firstkiller is 2-2, but in Salt Mine 3 Stage 1, Firstkiller beat Daniel twice. Since then, Daniel's looked kind of unstoppable in Salt Mine 3, so that's where I have to agree with you. I think Daniel is a favorite here. This is an elimination match. The winner of this will be adding $2,500 to their prize money, and will be advancing to the grand final of Salt Mine 3 North America. And I think, yeah, Daniel is going to be the guy with the edge, but I've got to say edge. I do think Firstkiller is going to keep this very close. He is the defending champion of Salt Mine 3, or rather of Salt Mine North America, here to defend his title. It will be Daniel opening the scoring though. Firstkiller dives back corner and doesn't make contacts on the ball. And stylistically, these guys are kind of similar. I think that the one thing that they've got in common is that they like to, counter-attack. They like to defend. They like to have lots of boosts, and whereas Nas over in Europe is trying to keep his opponent on a low boost. I think that the best NA players have usually leaned towards. Oh, that's almost hitting for Daniel for 2-0. They've always leaned towards preserving their own boost total more than reducing their opponent's boost total. Obviously, there's a bit of both. Like that's something all players are going to try to do: preserve their boost total while hindering their opponents. But yeah, Firstkiller and Daniel love to just have a lot of boost, and they don't really mind if their opponent has 100 boost as much.
I think as well as there's a lot more long shots in North America. I find there's just they kind of just they not as. It's just a different style. I think it's certainly more. It's more flashy. It's more showy. Stuff like this. Look at Dan gets the reset. It threatens the bump as well. Not sure if he landed the bump or it was just enough to.
I think he did
throw Firstkiller off, but he was right there on him to push us through. Yeah, he does get the bump. Firstkiller would have probably had that goal line save. Dan starting so strong, and as we said, this man he's just a winner. It's at the moment at least, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he is. Recently he's been in fine 1v1 form. We weren't really sure what kind of form to expect from him in Salt Mine 3, because coming into it, he obviously had a pretty disappointing 1v1 run at Gamers 8. That's a different type of 1v1 tournament where you're only getting one game or maybe two games in a best of 7 or a best of 5 as 1v1, and the rest are 3v3 or 2v2. So I don't think that's an indication of Daniel's true ones level at that time. But yeah, both these guys have peaked at the right time in terms of ones. I think coming into Salt Mine, they were, being challenged in North America a lot. Players like Chronic were actively challenging them for dominance, and plenty other players as well. And now they're back on top, and the winner of this will be the favorite in the final. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, you just think that right now, at least Dan is on top of Firstkiller. If there's anyone, Johnny, it's got to be the man that really has farmed the salt mine of the past. And really, he honestly, he owns every single trophy you can possibly get.
Yeah, the only Salt Mine that Firstkiller didn't win was Salt Mine 1, the global finals. We were able to get a global element of Salt Mine 1, which was possible because it was Middle East NA EU players, which is playable online somewhat. But it's not possible this time around because, yes, the integration of South American players, it's actually not playable to do South America versus Middle East online. You just cannot do that. So there's no way to do a global tournament for this one. Well, not an official one at least, but maybe we can get something unofficial, depending on how far. If Diaz wins this whole thing, then
he's a problem.
he's kind of thrown a spanner in the works, but congrats to him. Firstkiller's tied up here. Daniel tried to trip him, but it didn't do anything. And at halftime, we're at a 2-2 game. Very clean game so far by both players, which is not surprising. I think these guys have got a lot of respect for each other, and they don't think that they've got a massive mechanical advantage over one or the other. So expect to see players, expect to see Firstkiller and Daniel really trying to probe for weaknesses and play for those big outplays. There's one from Firstkiller. As soon as Daniel turns to challenge, he launches the flip reset and the flick over.
Look how he sets him up for it as well. He gets the reset early and then just holds it until Dan commits and then just launches a massively. It probably would have beaten whoever was sitting in net as well if it was a twos game.
The twos game, it doesn't matter. It's still going in.
It had that much power on it, so Firstkiller, let's get the lead for the first time here. Game number 1 is Dan now pops it up and he's trying to look for that bump. He does get some sort of a bump that throws Firstkiller off, but he goes to go wide. Look at Firstkiller straight away. Dan throws himself. He recognised the danger that was upon him. He gets a touch in there.
Yeah, super close there from Daniel, but really a great save to pre-jump FK in that position. Daniel now getting pre-jump by Firstkiller, but the glancing blow, I think, only changed the color of the trail. It didn't even do that. He didn't get enough of a touch on it. Daniel with sufficient power. That's something else you're likely to see from both these players. Heavy hits from distance all series long.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot more long shots, and I don't know if that's just less positional play than the European region, Johnny. Like they recognise there's some more gaps in their positioning, or it's just the space that North America tends to give, just in terms of playstyle matchups. But obviously, it's very
it's all stylistic, of course. We have seen Daniel match up a bunch against EU players in the past, and even recently, and he has done well. On occasion, he's done poorly on others. Firstkiller as well. We've seen him match up on EUs historically, and it's always competitive. So just because you see different styles from one region, it's not necessarily good or bad. It's just that's the play style, and yeah, that's one of my favorite things that keeps me interested in 1v1 over the years, and it has me more interested now than ever before, is just how many play styles are viable with the physical plays, the controlled players, just freestyle type of players, the ground game experts. Really, so many different styles are viable in this game mode.
Yeah, and I think it's just the same as the RLCS. You can watch different regions, but no one really knows who is the best until they all come together. So hopefully we'll see what happens. Maybe, if Psyonix are listening, Johnny, we can get some sort of a 1v1 World Championship land.
Yeah, it's always the hope, isn't it, that we'll get some kind of official World Championship. Of course, we do need to have all the big players there. Daniel takes the lead late. That's a massive dunk on Firstkiller, who was struggling a little bit for position. He went for an in and out save mainly for momentum here. He didn't lack boost. He just wanted the momentum to propel himself into Daniel. But he covered high, and Daniel went low. Leads with 28 seconds to go.
And Firstkiller come back here. Dan, I thought he was going to win that kickoff, but Firstkiller with the bump just stops all the momentum. Dan with the pre-jump. Firstkiller does take it above Dan, just using the very end of his hitbox. How does he get the counter attack? Firstkiller throws himself 10 seconds. FK needs to get to work. Dan trying to shut this one down. Just staying on the ball, delaying his flip. There it is. Look at him just icing this one out. The bumps are coming through. And Dan with that corner boost, you should think he might just get one more for fun. All he needs to do is put that one down or dunk Firstkiller to get 5.
Oh, it's a beautiful play by Daniel. Of course, he knows Firstkiller's got absolutely no boost to play with, so this dunk going anywhere but up is good. So, of course, top corner is absolutely fine as well. What a game by Daniel to keep his run of form going. It was, Nas, the Stage 2 champion for EU, that won the whole thing earlier on today, and now Daniel, the Stage 2 champion for NA, looking to do the same thing and cement himself as the guy on top. But Firstkiller out-possessing him there, although most of it was in his own half. And actually out-boosting him as well on the next rank post-game stats. First reminder for all you NA Rocket League, all you NA1s fans tuning in today, to use !TNR in the Twitch chat and scroll down to YouTube description to find the link for thenextranked.com. If you're watching this on video or if you're watching this on YouTube, then the discount code will have already expired. But if you're watching it live, it will still be active. You can get 15% discount from the course when it releases early 2024. But don't worry if you have missed a window on that one, which has been open for all of Salt Mine 3 so far. Don't panic, there's still free content for you to grab if you sign up to the mailing list using !TNR or the YouTube description. Chalkcast, or that's the other one, Chalkcast Highlights. I'm getting my sponsors mixed up here. Nextranked.com, check it out if you're interested in exclusive free content. Help you get better at Rocket League. But I was getting ahead of myself there. CJ Chalkcast as well, sponsoring this tournament. Official podcast for Salt Mine 3. What's your 10-word max sales pitch to get people to listen to our podcast?
Make fun of Rizzo. Me and Johnny are really funny.
Wait, is that... Did you actually... That's impressive. I feel like that's a great summary.
Thumbs up from the producer. Oh, it was 11.
Fun of Rizzo. Johnny are really funny. No, it's 10.
W in chat, that's a 10-word pitch. And if you aren't signed up to Patreon, what are you doing? Get involved in the podcast, because Dan's putting a bar down in Game 2 of the Salt Mine North American Finals.
Everybody's saying W or 11. Wait, what am I counting wrong? I don't understand. Anyway, that's a perfect flick by Daniel. Firstkiller was waiting to see if it would bounce outside of the goal after hitting the crossbar, but it's just perfectly in from distance.
I feel like it's 10. I'm really distracted by this now. I know we've got a 1v1 of the highest order going on.
Somebody type it out. Just type it out. We want to read it. Type it out in the chat. Oh, did you say and? Oh, and would make it 11.
Oh, I didn't know. That's not a part of the sales pitch. We're gonna have to put a little.
Yeah, that
clause
wasn't
in
part
there.
of that was not part of the sales pitch. That's just you know, connecting word, just you know, conversational type thing. 0 5 10. Don't worry about it. Yeah, started.
Yeah, we don't believe you guys. As Dan has thrown one downfield. Firstkiller's back in time with the nice little first goal on the board for Dan, and as we said, he's probably the favourite. You have to say he's the favourite coming into this one, but you know, it's kind of like the old guard. I mean, Firstkiller is just wins everything, so you cannot ever, you know, count him out of these ones. It's purely based on current form, I'd say.
Yeah. And no one ever took Firstkiller's ones thrown in NA. He kind of just relinquished it, and a lot of the best NA ones players over the years have done so. They've kind of just relinquished their throw, stopped playing the game mode, or taking a break from the game mode, as Firstkiller did. And Daniel was the first guy to come and really assert himself as that next dominant player in NA after Firstkiller kind of stopped playing for a bit. But now that he's back, you can clearly see he's maintained that level, and he is still competing for that. And yeah, now it's very close games.
Yeah.
1 goal difference game 1, 1 goal difference game 2 so far, but both in favor of Daniel.
Yeah, Dan's just, oh, he gets the reset, gets the fake. Firstkiller is sideball on the backboard, but here it is again. Look at Dan, he's just so threatening. Once he gets that reset, and he just sees Firstkiller commit to the high touch, then he knows he just has to get that good 50 underneath. Dan with a 2-goal lead. As you said, it is best of 7. All games today have been and will be a best of 7, but certainly want to be starting strong here, which is what Firstkiller is up against. A Dan that is in form.
And so far, they have been extremely similar with their playstyle, as expected. Playing very, very safe Rocket League, very high boost economy Rocket League. But this time, Firstkiller does win the race on the boost that they were both going for, and gets his first goal of the game. Yeah, I wonder if either one of these players is going to make the playstyle change up, CJ. Who would you think it would be? Because you know, they've been very consistent with their style over the years. But you know, if someone's going to have that change up in them, who do you think it would be? What do you think they would go for?
I think they're just going to keep on butting heads. Like,
you think so?
Like 2 old boys that are just they're stubborn. Firstkiller, we know he's got speed. Honestly, still, it's ridiculous now a few years later that Firstkiller is still just the fastest player to get to the ball.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And anyone, at least in North America, that I've seen and certainly played against. But here's Dan. Firstkiller's missed the boost.
Yeah.
Will miss that corner as well. But yeah, I'd say they're just going to keep on doing their thing. There's a reset bar down. That is absolute perfection to get it over the top, but still in the net.
Yeah, again, Daniel with the late reset. This time it looked like Firstkiller is expecting just a standard air dribble, and suddenly Daniel's got the reset and he slots it. You know, we've seen plenty of resets skied into the bar today, but so far, Daniel has kept his squarely within the post and the crossbar.
He's won the kickoff again. A couple of pads. Keeping Firstkiller off that boost. It's gone in behind. Firstkiller lands on it accidentally. It's gone in net. An accidental own goal. We didn't see too many of those so far today, but well, FK just off the first flip has landed back on it. He was in big trouble anyway. Dan was circling like a shark, but 4-1 to Daniel on the brink of a 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, tough there from Firstkiller. Great flick by Daniel. I know he's got another pressuring play with the kickoff. Firstkiller shadowing and able to deflect the first shot wide, but now Daniel's got 100 boost to the far side of the box, and he's taking his time here. Low 50 attempted. Daniel, airroll shot goes in. Firstkiller got a piece of it, but not enough. Daniel's running away with game 2.
I mean, if we talk about playstyle change-ups, I'd love to see Firstkiller just perhaps pick up the pace a little bit. I think he's respecting Dan a little bit too much here, and we know how fast Firstkiller can be. I just think when you give Dan that much time, he's pretty good at choosing that best option, the most efficient, to either keep pressure or secure that goal. And right now, Firstkiller is just a little bit passive in net. Right now, as you can see again, he's backing off. He's happy to go deep, but that's what Dan can do. He fakes him again, reset in the net. Firstkiller giving him so much time. We could be on the brink of a Brazil.
Yeah, Daniel just has all the options there, but it's because he's always threatening multiple things. He's got the reset to threaten a high shot. He's able to threaten the low 50, which in this case works. Full control on display from Daniel. Firstkiller has not been able to stop him so far. He might be able to get one back here. He does. That's a very important goal because it indicates as well that Firstkiller is still thinking, he's still fighting with the kickoff game, which you need to be in your favor if you're going to come back from this kind of deficit.
Yeah, he needs to, as we said, every time you score a goal, get the opportunity to turn it into 2 if you can execute that kickoff, get pressure, get boost and ball control, and this time, Firstkiller, well, he does win that boost, but Dan keeping him honest here. Great demo from Firstkiller. There we go, there's possession back. He's going to grab that corner boost, take it upstairs. Dan pre-jumps, reset, inbound, shot, open. Can he just find the net? He has just not got around it, John. He's on the wrong side of the ball.
Yeah, he slowed it down. Daniel was, reading it late, but I think it would have gone in anyway. Now Daniel's hit the bar with a flick. Firstkiller gets another chance at it inside the final minute. He needs to be scoring soon though. It's another mind game. Daniel reads it perfectly. The late shot to the bottom corner, easily blocked. And Daniel's not going to take any risks jumping early for this. Just lets the clock do the work for him. Plays for the boost advantage and stops Firstkiller one more time as he shoots across the goal again.
Yeah, Dan's positioning has been flawless so far. Going to get a double. FK's pre-jumped it. Dan's missed as well. Perhaps expecting Firstkiller to get the touch, or perhaps just knowing that 30 seconds left and up 4 goals is all he needs to do is keep this ball out of the net. Firstkiller's dunked the cross, the clear across the net. It's back to 3.
Yeah, it's a monster dunk by Firstkiller. He blocks Daniel's clear attempt and keeps himself alive in the game. Like we keep saying, he needs kickoffs to go in his favor here. Not necessarily in kickoff goal territory, but still needs a strong possession. Should be getting one here actually, which is going to result in a chance to score. He has to score here though, and he won't. The flick is not good enough. Firstkiller going to be losing game 2 as well.
Yeah, he didn't get the boost either there. We're disappointed with that one, as Dan is just flicking it for fun over here, taking the ball back, just killing all the time off the clock. He will be taking that 2-goal lead. As you said, it's best of 7. Things are starting to get worrying for Firstkiller. He just didn't have too much in the locker to match Dan, and in particular in defense. Find an avenue to get in there. I'd love to see him pressure more in midfield, not give Dan that space that he was giving him earlier on. Because right now, Dan, when FK's on the goal line, Dan is capitalising. He's choosing the best option, getting those low 50s, winning the challenges. Now getting the 2-0 lead in the series.
Yeah, the problem for Firstkiller is that he doesn't seem to have, well, so far, a good problem to throw at Daniel. He doesn't have something that Daniel, is having issues with. We've seen many players in the past try to come up with ideas to beat Daniel and struggle to do so. Daniel's very resilient. He's one of the best defensive players in the game. So that's not going to be an easy task. But some players have used the physical game with great success against Daniel. That might be an avenue for Firstkiller to go for. That would be I think the first thing that I would expect him to do is to just really go for a ton of physical plays, because Daniel's quite reactive. But the main issue as well as for Firstkiller is that he's not able to stop Daniel with goal line defense. So he's got to change up his defensive strategy as well and start challenging earlier, because sitting back is not working. And just trying to wait until Daniel's got his flip reset. Yep. It's already over at that point. Like you can't stop him if you're getting this kind of success rate.
Yeah, and it may not work, but the point is he hasn't really tried that yet. And if he's never going to just test the waters here in midfield and change up the pace, then all you're doing is allowing Dan to get super comfortable on the ball, and that's what it feels like right now, where Firstkiller he's a threatening player and he needs to be threatening on the pitch in this 1v1 format. Let's see if he can do it right here, right now. He needs to get the win. He doesn't want to go 3-0 down, and this is a perfect start. Wins the kickoff, first goal in 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's Firstkiller with the wave dash recovery kickoff, something he added to his game somewhat recently, and he's already very good at it. Any kind of advantage like that should be something Firstkiller absolutely spams. He's just going to keep doing it if he finds any window where he can gain an advantage, and he does it again here. Daniel 2 kickoff losses in a row. This was not a direct goal, but Firstkiller still had a strong possession, which he hasn't really used all that well on this occasion.
FK trying to control this one. Dan's tracking all the way back. Gives a bit of space this time for Firstkiller. Again, he just opts for the bounce through. I'd love to see him get a little bit closer and force Dan to make a decision on the challenge right now. And you're relying on that positioning, not having to force mistake out for Firstkiller. Here he is again, still on the ball, FK. He's going to try and get a bump, still staying around. That's a great 50-50. Where did Dan land? Straight on the ball. Firstkiller, no boost, has to track back. Oh, what a flick as well from Dan. There's the equaliser. Firstkiller, as soon as he looked to shape up for the challenge, which is what we want him to do, just again, a little bit too much space there just to create that flick.
Oh yeah, Firstkiller's initially, what he's done there is he's tried to hide himself behind the ball and then slam on the brakes and reverse into a challenge, but that was the exact moment that Daniel was looking to flick the ball, so it didn't work out. Still, I like that Firstkiller's tried to get something going, tried to put some pressure on Daniel, because Daniel is, you know, he's really hit a good stride right now, so you have to get in his face. You can't just keep letting him make plays uncontested. You know, even if Firstkiller didn't get a save there, what's happening if he backs off? Maybe Daniel doesn't flick and he just scores from close range anyway. I'm glad to see Firstkiller fighting for that midfield a lot more, so Daniel wins his second kickoff of the game, and it's one flip reset into a dunk, into a goal. Daniel denies Firstkiller's clear and makes it, I think, another nightmare scenario for Firstkiller, because yeah, he just hasn't had an answer to Daniel's aerial offense.
3-1 now, and again, it was Firstkiller 4 seconds into the game getting the lead, but since then, Daniel's just so quick to assume control of a series, of a game. He's doing so again here. Throws the ball away, however. That's an interesting mistake. His Firstkiller, though, this is an automatic double. I'm putting this in the books. Oh, it's far down. It's almost, it's actually worked really well. I think Dan might have had the save.
He might have.
The bar down has helped him out.
Yeah, Daniel knows that Firstkiller's always hitting
automatic.
Goals. Yeah, he knows Firstkiller hits that, so he actually pre-jumped the save in and out of his own net, and Firstkiller for once hit the bar. You know, Firstkiller might have tried to play that closer to the bar intentionally, maybe to get that option. Because if the further downwards he hits that, the closer to the ball it will stay. Daniel now with a nice save. The recovery is slow. Firstkiller fires it right at him with the follow-up, though. Maybe not the best placement there. Still a much better game. Competitive in the mid-game. Firstkiller gets into the air, looking for the dunk on Daniel, and it works out. He stuffs Daniel's clear, and we are all tied up.
I didn't love the first shot from Firstkiller, but he got the possession back to follow up, and that's better. Forced Daniel to make the challenge. He had the reset, had the recovery over Dan, and got the goal for it. Back to 3-3. That's a great response from FK. He has to win this game, you'd feel. In game number 3, he doesn't want to have to reverse sweep Daniel of all players. He's won another kickoff. Every little advantage he'll be taking here. Daniel runs his ball back. He has lost boost and had to throw it away as well. He's panicked a little bit there, Daniel. Firstkiller in a great spot. Dan making a last-ditch save. He's a slow recovery. Should be a free shot. Puts it behind. Fakes the right side and goes left.
Yeah, beautiful fake by Firstkiller. The way that he jumped there had Daniel expecting a shot across the goal, and he changed the angle of his flight, hit the ball the other way, even got it lower than Daniel's pre-jump as well. So we're well on our way now to a close series. Can Daniel come back in this game? He's got a boost steal lined up. Firstkiller still pathing over small pads though, and staying active on the ball.
Daniel, 100 boost, grabs mid, turns instantly. Firstkiller, great challenge, but he's lost a lot of boost for his troubles there. Back left will be open. He wants it. Dan knows he wants it and just turns it on him. Gets the bump in the corner and outsmarts him there.
Yeah, Firstkiller committed to it. I mean, he telegraphed where he was going with his flip, so Daniel knew exactly what to do. And yeah, for another tie game, this feels like, we keep saying it, these game 3s feel like must win, so your best of 7 reverse sweeps are so difficult, but especially with the level these guys are at in ones.
Great bump, Firstkiller. That's going to be a goal down the other way. There you go. Dan gets a bump, then FK responds with one of his own. He has had the win for the majority of the time off these kickoffs, and there it is again. Gets a great bump, secures the goal, easy as you like. And a lot of goals scored here. We still got over a half a game of Rocket League to go, game number 3.
Yeah, they've ended up in a bit more of a fight for the midfield. Firstkiller in the first and second game just kind of let Daniel come at him, but now he knows that's not going to work. He needs to get out there and fight him earlier, but even if he does, Daniel just resets over him. I mean, there's so much height on the flip reset. Firstkiller just simply cannot cover that entire angle.
There's a bit of now about this, just how automatic the flip reset is. Look how quickly he can scoop that ball up, and it just pops and bounces off that underside of the car. Great reset from Dan. Firstkiller with the challenge again. I love that he's being more aggressive in midfield, but he's still just giving that little bit of space for Dan to work with. Love for him to either sit a little bit closer or further back. As Dan this time, he's changed up the angle. Instant challenge, no respect. Catches Firstkiller out.
Yeah, Firstkiller straight down the line. Daniel in plain sight just goes straight for the ball. He just threw that one in there, and even regardless of whether or not that works, that's memorable. Firstkiller's going to be thinking Daniel could be challenging at any time. He just gunned it for the ball while I had it fully under control. Firstkiller maybe getting a little bit tripped there, recovers well and pings it towards the net. Daniel did not realize how fast Firstkiller recovered off that first touch. It looked like he was expecting Firstkiller to be late back, but yeah, Firstkiller able to roll through the boost and get straight back to the ball with no delay.
Yeah, it was just how he flipped through that ball, landing on the side wall, straight on net. Dan, really a massive misplay. I'm not sure, he just disrespected Firstkiller a little bit, but he has almost won the kickoff. Firstkiller making a habit out of this sort of a play here, and he's just launched it downfield. Love the Firstkiller off the kickoff. He can lose the possession or the presence off the kickoff, but he gets the boost, gets the ball, and a no problem from Dan as Firstkiller gets space on the ball. 6-6, takes it upstairs. He's got it over the top, but he's missed the double.
Yeah, bumped there by Daniel, I think, onto Firstkiller as he was about to pass over him. Daniel's no problem. Probably indicates as well before that he thinks he got the demo on Firstkiller, who steered into him. 90 seconds left in the game. Will Daniel make it quadruple match point and really cement himself as the heavy favorite for today's tournament? Daniel trying to create a scoring angle. Firstkiller doesn't want to leave him any space, but now he has no choice. It's Daniel with the approach on the ground, drops it into a 50. Firstkiller did immediately challenge there, and that's going to be very important moving forward, but the boost spawned for Daniel.
Yeah, free possession now for Dan, just because of that boost. Firstkiller's in trouble, should make the read. So good in the air, but trying to keep the pressure on. Look at Dan trying to play with that spacing. Low 50 straight into his own net.
The aggression from Firstkiller. We're wondering who's going to switch up first, who's going to go away from that fake challenge, shadowing playstyle. They've both actually done it in the same game. This time Firstkiller with a fake challenge, and then immediately dunks on Daniel. 1-goal lead. This is the first time it looks like he will, have a really good chance of controlling the end of a game.
Yeah, he's right in this one, but Dan with the delayed kickoff.
That ball is never coming. When is it coming back? What?
The ball.
What is that?
The ball did not appreciate gravity in the slightest and has rebelled against it. That thing was just
like, who switched it out for a balloon? What is this? Where's my open net? Oh, there it is.
Absolutely.
Found it. Okay, fine. It's 7-7. I did want to mention Daniel delaying a kickoff is actually very smart as well. As you guys know, Firstkiller's been wave dash recovering off a bunch of kickoffs, so delayed kickoff always messes with the player who's doing that. And for now, let's see if Firstkiller even bothers when it's 7-7, 26 seconds left. He actually does, so he's sticking to it. Banking on the fact that Daniel probably won't send a balloon to the moon once again.
Firstkiller with the flick, trying to find Dan, who he's going to control him on the backboard. He has wasted a lot of boost on this. Firstkiller's going to look to turn this around straight away. He doesn't quite get the angle, so he grabs 100. He wants the last play of the game. He's going ceiling. He's going to reset. He misses everything and hands it straight to Daniel. The ball, again, is just stuck in the air. How did that not hit the ceiling and bounce down? The gravity has changed. I'm checking if there's any mutators on.
Oh, big delay kick out by Daniel. And no, he misses the net, but Firstkiller, okay, he goes for the boost. He knew he was bouncing up. Good read. I mean, Daniel, twice late in the game here, has caught Firstkiller out with delayed kickoffs, but Firstkiller wins the game anyway. Daniel misses a couple of opportunities there, and we will not have a sweep in the preliminary final.
2-1, a huge game win for Firstkiller. Daniel again just couple of moon balls really really impacted Dan's game, I think.
I mean, well, usually we say he sent the ball to the moon. You just mean height. We don't mean low gravity.
We don't mean it just stays up there. Like it just
never came back. I don't understand. I mean, there was so many chances late in the game there for Daniel. He had literally 3 clear-cut chances, but he couldn't take them, partly due to gravity not playing its part, and a little bit due to inaccuracy. Yeah, the series does still look heavily in his favor, though, I think, with Firstkiller having to work so hard for a game win. And Daniel showing that he does have the delayed kickoff in his arsenal. That's a huge asset to anyone who's trying to counter an opponent who's using wave dash recovery kickoffs, which Firstkiller is.
It'll be very interesting to see if that ball is back in our atmosphere.
It's probably just like orbital right now.
I mean, I don't know if Dan's going to be going for the delayed kickoff again, knowing that.
No, he will. He will. It technically worked.
He just hasn't been able to punish twice, and then Firstkiller overcommitting on 0 seconds there, but the ball again not hitting the roof, coming down to capitalise. So a couple of misplays from Firstkiller, but in the end, it was him to get the job done. Dan overcommitting, perhaps a bit of frustration, knowing he's outplayed him a couple of times, but. Well, the ball didn't find the back of the net. Yeah,
and it was from behind as well. Good comeback by Firstkiller in this game to pull Daniel back. Just when Daniel looked like he's completely running away with the series and was going to win the whole thing without too much difficulty, Firstkiller provides some resistance. He's not done defending his title just yet, and he's looking to take us even further. He's 1 reset there, and just uses it to deter Daniel for setting up a point-blank range flick in reverse. But yeah, Daniel didn't really have any respect for that, just watched it hit the bar.
Firstkiller with a challenge here. Dan lands back on it. And secure the boost again. That's a great touch. Firstkiller's going to be so awkward. It should be a free shot. He's going to turn it into a double. And Firstkiller pre-jumps the second touch. It's a huge save.
Heavy hit from Firstkiller. Denied by Daniel. Great read where that shot was headed. Firstkiller with a fake ceiling challenge. He's actually flying back down to the ground. Daniel likewise. Booms the bar. His bounce a little bit downwards, but not enough for Daniel to read it and follow up with a point-blank range shot. And Firstkiller just jumped clean over the ball. I must have thought Daniel was about to launch this. Firstkiller's garment affected by the zero gravity just sent himself to the stratosphere with that challenge.
He was expecting the biggest hit you've ever seen, and Dan just dribbles it along the ground. I mean, talk about a free goal there, Firstkiller. We saw it before, taken to the sky as Dan faked another touch, so let's be ready for that. But he has got the shot back, has got the goal back off the kickoff. He has had the edge in that department. Gets another freebie right there.
Yeah, big kickoff win by Firstkiller. He even had the composure to take a touch and not just shoot it first time. Daniel was directly between the ball and the goal, so he probably expected Firstkiller to shoot it, and that would allow Daniel to get a save while pathing to the back corner boost. Firstkiller too smart, just takes 1 touch and then gets the save. Now air dribble off the double. Oh my goodness, the dunk as well. Double into the ceiling by Firstkiller. Air dribbles into a massive dunk on Daniel.
Yeah, that's nice there from Firstkiller. I mean, the fact that he faked it, he could bring it below the level of his car, and that just meant that Dan could not clear that one to the side. Firstkiller just angling his body in the best spot there to block every single avenue for Dan to get the clear. Firstkiller gets another one off the kickoff, however. And that is going to be 3-1 for FK. He was 2-0 down in the series. Getting a Game 3 win. It looks like he's picked up a lot of confidence from that. Here we go, another kickoff. Does Dan have any variability, any adaptation to the kickoffs? Because right now, he's Firstkiller winning them. There we go, a win for Dan. Grabs boost, grabs ball, takes it upstairs. There's the reset. Firstkiller staying low. Another one, and Firstkiller meets him again, gets the win.
Yeah, double reset attempted by Daniel. He had a bit of a tricky setup there. And now the pop by Firstkiller is so much higher than Daniel expected, but Daniel stays safe from the attempted bump. Firstkiller really turning this series around though. That's when we thought Daniel's going to run away with it. It's starting to look a lot closer. These fake challenges by Firstkiller are really slowing down Daniel's progress and making him think twice about continuing these flight paths. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but Firstkiller's fake challenge on the ceiling there, that's what brought Daniel down to the ground, and that's what made him, not really have to worry about the aerial game. Just stick a challenge in the ground.
Yeah, he's done that twice now, Firstkiller, and it has baited out Dan in both occasions. So just love to see Dan try and continue that aerial and challenge him and say, well, if you want to do that, come and meet me in the air. But Both times it has worked out for Firstkiller, some goal line defense. Here it is again. That shot just goes wide. It looked almost centimetre perfect there from Daniel. Early flick, fake challenge Firstkiller, and more great defense. And that's been probably the difference so far. His defense has been better from FK, but he does get a great 50 there, Dan. Gets one back, lead down to 2.
Yeah, big time block there by Daniel. Firstkiller slammed the ball with all the momentum he could generate. Daniel cancelled it out, just bunged it all up and then sent the ball into the open net. It's still Firstkiller who's swung the game and the series into his favour, it would seem, but Daniel has a lot of time to figure this one out. A nice snapshot from the ground will set up a boost steal. What a transition by Firstkiller. It's the Firstkiller classic, just getting a save across his own goal and then recovering to threaten a counter-attack. You want to see it again? Well, there you go. Firstkiller, you know, from the very start of his one's career till now, just one of the best in the world at doing that on repeat and never overextending, but he might have landed badly here. Daniel in the breakaway. Daniel within 1.
Just kept harassing him, got the bump as well. Firstkiller seemed, not sure if he got the flip reset or not. He went for the fake. Maybe didn't quite land it, but either way, wasn't the correct option. Definitely needed to see if he could put that one top corner. Dan on the counter, gets the bump, gets the goal. All of a sudden, a 4-1 lead. Cut back to 4-3.
Firstkiller skips away from him. Decides to cut in field. It's a great first touch, but he didn't really make a quick enough move afterwards. Firstkiller with the offload to Daniel, way to defend his back corner boost. Now the counter-attack starts for Firstkiller. He's into the air, double tap, threaten, but blocked by Daniel, and he's caught Firstkiller as well, killed his momentum, and he has all the time in the world to tie the game, which he does.
Yeah, Firstkiller just looking so slow on the recovery, but it's because of what Dan did down the other end there, and look how quickly he was able to grab that corner boost, sweep around the right side, put the one back in the net. 4-4-2 minutes. That's a pretty scoreboard right now. Looks neat. Looks tight.
It is. I like it. Very organized. All right, Firstkiller trying to keep pressure on Daniel. Wave dash recovery getting shrugged off. Daniel actually just putting himself in the firing line there, but he managed to keep control of his car while getting to that mid boost with a burst of speed by Firstkiller is unbelievable. He crosses no man's land in the blink of an eye and dispossesses Daniel.
Just sneaks up on you when you're not expecting it. Look at the pre-flip. Just completely changing up the pace on Dan, who looked like he was ready to set up a nice little bounce dribble shot. But this is what we spoke about at Dan in the first couple of games. And, you know, if you give him space, he's going to get to work. Firstkiller now challenging more in midfield, bringing himself out of net, not just sitting on the goal line, trying to defend those last-ditch efforts as Dan has a reset. And again, great touch from Firstkiller.
Firstkiller trying to create some space here at the left side of the pitch. Daniel cuts him off and actually pinches it into a position he could play, but now he's messed up his wave dash. Firstkiller will take his time to set up his next attacking play. It's a reset from pretty close range. Top corner finish. Firstkiller completely outplays Daniel on that occasion. Daniel just not getting up quickly enough. His fake jump really didn't accomplish anything, and he couldn't get in the way of the final shot.
He's well and truly online. Is that man Firstkiller, and this time, as soon as he gets a reset, I mean, he's just so solid in the air. Just never looks like he's lost control of the ball. This time, Dan winning that kick off the bat. Has to get to work now. Just over a minute left. Takes it upstairs, no reset yet. There's the reset, instant shot.
Oh my word.
An instant top corner goal.
Well, it's a flip reset, 1v1 all of a sudden. Firstkiller's backed off and let Daniel have this one. Yeah, no recovering from that position. The amount of time between Daniel landing the reset and the ball crossing the goal line, such a small window for Firstkiller to react to. He might have no, he hasn't bumped Daniel off the boost here, so it will be Daniel looking for a tie game. Firstkiller went for it. Super risky shot. Daniel saw it coming. I mean, Firstkiller tried to surprise him with that one, but Daniel was prepared.
He cannot be doing that. Up a goal, under a minute left. He had this game under wraps, and he's just let him in with a freebie here. Firstkiller think he could just sneak one more, perhaps getting a little bit greedy there, trying to secure that game. And he's lost the lead. Has to work hard again.
Yeah, I mean, Daniels is such a great player when it comes to awareness. He's fought for the back corner boost here. In fact, he almost had an opening for the shot. He probably did, but it's a very difficult shot to take. Firstkiller off the back wall now with the reset again. Daniel's not challenging, and it's gone in as a result. 7-6 Both players producing unstoppable flip resets. I mean, with the very defensive stance, it really is up to the attacker to decide whether it's a goal or not. And with execution like this, you're going to see a lot of goals.
He's certainly been playing better. It just let Dan in on that previous goal, but he's done well to get it back here. More mechanics, and here we go again. Kickoff win, 100 boost, up in the air, ceiling reset. It's automatic. There's the shot. Dan's right there. Goal line save this time. Firstkiller not quite getting the ball close enough to be threatening to Daniel. 20 seconds, what can Dan do? Can he bring the 3-1 lead? He's up in the air, he's got a reset. Firstkiller's in big trouble if he uses the top pitch. What a save from Firstkiller! That might be that game 4 under wraps here.
Yeah, it's just a 10 seconds left in the game. Firstkiller doesn't need to even shoot this, but he's going to drive ahead of it and bump Daniel just in case there was any thought of him saving this one. And Daniel calls next up. I'm honestly pretty surprised by that. I mean, 7 seconds is a pretty small time investment, but okay, fair enough.
A small time investment.
I guess he doesn't think that he's got a kickoff goal in him.
This man is a S-tier time management human being.
I mean,
if it's 7 seconds of his life, does not want to be wasted trying to...
I feel like that's pretty winnable in 1v1. I'm not going to lie, I've seen it many times in the past. You just need, I mean, you literally just need a kickoff goal and then
you need a mistake.
You're in. You've got 0 second attempt. So that's pretty surprising, I'm not going to lie. I did not expect Daniel to forfeit there, but it was obviously a massively winning position for Firstkiller, so he didn't want it. Yeah, we've seen comebacks like that many times in this tournament even, so it's not unheard of to have players. In fact, it's usually players who play on there.
Oh, it happens all the time to me. Yet again, though, it's 2-2. Have we had a game that hasn't been 2-2 after game 4? It is.
Only the first match of the day. I think we're Naupo Rawast. That was 3-1 after
It was 3-1.
But yeah, everything else has been 2-2 at half-time in the series. Well, just past half-time. Firstkiller on the comeback trail, really putting Daniel under a ton of pressure. And I really like some of the changes he's made to his game. You know, not all of the early challenges are working, but he's got Daniel worried about them. He's got Daniel thinking about, you know, will Firstkiller challenge here? Will he actually send it? I mean, even the goal he conceded for 6-all, he just went all in with no boost for a near post shot, which Daniel was in the vicinity for. Didn't work, but I think he's got Daniel on edge now. Daniel's not as comfortable on the ball, thinking, okay, this is great, I've got the ball, and Firstkiller's going to run away and get a boost. No, Firstkiller's actually playing much more aggressively now and asking a lot of questions of his younger usurper to his throne.
Yeah, he's certainly, I don't know if he's listening to the stream, but maybe I should be his coach. I feel like he's listening to me right now as there's the pitch of the goal, of the kickoff, should I say, with the demo. Ka-chow in the net.
You should test it. Tell him to do something. See if he's listening. What should he do?
I wouldn't mind seeing a delayed kickoff.
Okay, delayed kickoff. From Firstkiller?
From Firstkiller.
There's absolutely no chance.
Well, there you go. He's definitely listening if he executes that.
He does!
Wait a second! No, wait a minute! What on earth is happening? Ladies
I don't believe it. I mean, it didn't,
and gentlemen,
yeah, it didn't work, but that's hilarious.
I am actively coaching Firstkiller whilst casting this final. I may be solely responsible for this 2-game comeback.
Say more. Tell him more. What else should he do?
Hang on. Let's just let it rest for a second a minute. I didn't think this is going to give away all the magic right here. Either he's listening. I think he can get this one around, can't he?
Oh no, he should pass to himself and then score the open net.
That's nice.
That's much smarter. Daniel loses his lead 1-1. Firstkiller. It's a really good idea there, actually, to threaten the near post with the hook shot and then just rebound it in with confidence.
Unheard of kickoff strategies from Firstkiller. Time he opts for just the stock standard, both players. Popping it up and try and cut this one back on net. That's a great flick. Dan's right there. Didn't quite get the distance to the back post. Dan takes it to the sky. Look at Firstkiller. I love these challenges from Firstkiller. He has been listening to me. He's got the open net again because he's just not respecting Daniel at all in midfield.
Well, you know, Daniel, he's much harder to stop once he gets rolling, once he gets close to your net with a flip reset. But, you know, in the past, the players Daniel has struggled against the most are the players who don't respect him, just charge in and get in his face. You know, he's not had a player like that challenge him that much recently, at least not in this tournament. But Firstkiller's doing it right now. He's playing as aggressively as he can. He's just getting in anytime he sees an opening. And it's now Daniel who needs to make an adjustment because Firstkiller has the lead for the first time of the series. He is in front.
Fully in front. Game plus series score plus game score, but Dan is going to tie this one up. It is completely tied up. He rolls through that one. Open net. Firstkiller just play possession there. Didn't quite get the reset that he wanted. Dan with a fantastic challenge coming off that backboard. It's back to 2-2.
Daniel wants to stop Firstkiller's momentum. I mean, it really is all about early outplays because Firstkiller is all over him. He has to get the outplay early. He needs to make his move faster. You know, one of the other things he could be doing is something we've already seen him do, and that's just shoot the ball immediately. Just every now and then, just boom a shot on target, send a flick on target. Now here comes Firstkiller. He's going for the reset double. Oh, he almost had it. There was a real threat there. Anytime Firstkiller's doubling, Daniel is respecting it. He's up. He's assuming it's on target every time.
Yeah, and Dan just looks a little bit rattled at the moment by Firstkiller's change up of style. He's certainly just not getting his time to just walk around the pitch and do as he pleases. Here we go again. Dan throwing the ball away, and that's what happens when Firstkiller's challenging in midfield and forcing these touches. Means it conditions Daniel into expecting those touches to occur. And here goes Firstkiller again. Top corner open. Oh. What a save from Dan. Had to get right into that corner of the net. Pop over the top. Can Firstkiller get around it? No, he's been bumped. He's going to grab the corner boost.
Interesting.
Keep that pressure on.
Yeah, you know, that's I think the deviation there, the clear deviation, because that corner boost grab, it helped him, but I think it gave Daniel a way out. Daniel's also going to be scoring off the back of this. You know, we were talking earlier on about the playstyle differences, the boost in particular, about like Firstkiller historically all about keeping his boost tilt and his speed up. But yeah, by going for that boost, he left the ball briefly, and that, you know, made sure that there was no threat just for a moment. And as soon as you're not threatening anything, you're not threatening a goal or an outplay or some kind of other devastating thing like a bump or a demo, yeah, you let your opponent back into the game, and now Daniel is very much back into the game and leading it. Perfect flick to the top corner, makes it 4-2.
Yeah, and this is Exhibit A of give Dan space. He finds top corner every single time. So Firstkiller obviously forced to do that, losing the kickoff, losing pressure, had to go back corner, but and you've got to really work hard to get that ball, keep that ball out of your net. It's a play like Dan. Here we go again. Firstkiller probably could have taken that to the back corner, but he's given the ball to Dan. He hasn't got his best flick at that time. Firstkiller still with boost in there. Dan perhaps not aware of just how much boost Firstkiller has held on to. Now we'll know because he's grabbed the 100. And look at the slice and dice. Hang on a minute. Firstkiller's in trouble. He's left it to the last moment, made the save. Dan almost creating something out of nothing.
Oh, that was absolutely terrifying. Firstkiller is waiting to see if the ball is going to cross the line. It was definitely going to. He managed to get the save. It's Daniel all over Firstkiller. Firstkiller finds a way to break free. He was able to close the distance there before Daniel turned and presented a threat. And now here he comes, going the other way, leaning forward. He couldn't get the reset there. It was just a bit too far away from him. And now the boost runs out. Daniel's got an open net, and it's 5-2. So at the end of this race around the pitch, Daniel manages to produce a perfect touch. Look at that bounce into the back corner.
Yeah, he just turned too wide there, Firstkiller, and Daniel is seeing that happen. Just cuts around it, finds the angle, changes up the pace. And perhaps again, Firstkiller letting his guard down, because now it's 5-2, there's only a minute left, and Dan is going to take this one back for the first time today. We're seeing some genuine time wasting.
Daniel trying to frustrate Firstkiller. The Firstkiller has got the ball off of him.
It's come back to bite him.
Game. Well, you know, that was not the latest time in the game that we've seen. It's not unfathomably boring territory. You know, the game is on. So, you know, if you're dribbling it back with this much time left, you better be careful. Now you got to defend against a kickoff as well. And this one has gone a little bit in Firstkiller's favor. He's able to wave dash and Daniel trip him up. Daniel's still all over him, but the boost has ran out. It's Firstkiller on the counter quickly down the middle.
And he's just throwing it straight on net. Dan gets the save, grabs corner boost as well, but Firstkiller still on the attack, takes it upstairs. Dan pre-jump has now gone back to the ground. Firstkiller needs a big reset and one more. That's still a save by Dan, even though Firstkiller got the extra touch.
And Daniel's looking to slot from distance, but he's missed it. Oh, he plays for the demo though. What a read by Daniel. And he's going to slow play the next goal as well. Firstkiller trying to take the ball the other way, trying to take control. Daniel just goes for the demo. That's such a productive use of his time there, because instead of trying to read the bounce or trying to read what Firstkiller's going to do, he just goes for the demo. Just leave the ball to do its thing, demo, and now he's on the home straight for game 5.
Sometimes you just got to get rid of that man. And Firstkiller in the K-Corp car as well, I've just realised. Quite nice. He gets a fake underneath, he gets one back. Very
nice by Firstkiller here. And the first shot didn't have the most height on it, but that might have actually helped him, because that's a difficult shot to clear. I mean, you can't crossbar pinch it, you can't really take control of it. It's high enough that you have to jump, but you can't hit it into your own crossbar.
Winnable.
So, actually might be genius placement there, even though it's kind of further away from a goal.
Okay, now wait a second. How did Daniel get this mid-boost? Firstkiller was well and truly in front of him on that corner, and he flipped over the top of him and still got the goal as well. That kickoff has decided game number 5.
Yeah, that decides whether there's a comeback or not.
Wow.
Firstkiller is going to go for it. 3 goals, 14 seconds. Daniel didn't even want to try 2 goals in 7. You need a kickoff goal at one of the goals here. This is a strong possession. If this is a goal, which it is, okay, now he needs a kickoff goal. I mean, if you're 3 goals down to this kind of time frame, you need one of them to be a kickoff goal, one of them to be a strong kickoff possession. Then you've got a 0-second play. So needs to be a kickoff goal here. CJ, what do you do?
Well, Daniel called next in this situation, so let's see if Firstkiller can prove him wrong.
So and I would your strategy to delay.
I love a delay kickoff.
No, he goes for the win.
No, I said it too late. I said it too late for him. He's messaging me right now saying what's going on. The coach did not let me know what was happening. Dan wins, takes it 3-2 now in the best of 7, and that's a massive game.
Yeah, big win. He stopped the Firstkiller momentum and managed to retake control of the series, but I still like what I'm seeing from Firstkiller overall. I think his aggression has been on point. I think he's got Daniel a little bit less comfortable in the lobby. The first couple of games, Daniel was so comfortable in the lobby. Nothing Firstkiller did really surprised him. Nothing Firstkiller did really bothered him too much. Now, Daniel's having to really think about what he's doing. He's having to be very careful with what he's doing. And it's now just up to Firstkiller to be better. Just do the same, but at a higher level.
It's all on FK now. He's certainly pretty good under pressure. He's been in this situation more times than ever. It's not like it's his first rodeo, as we said. He's won every single salt mine he could possibly win, bar the World Championship. He's the salt mine North American farmer, basically.
He is.
And it's his time to shine. Will it be the first time that he does not make the grand final? Or can he win the next 2 and move on? Upsetting Daniel as well, I'd say. It is a pretty even matchup, but it would be an upset.
Yeah, I do think, recent form indicates Daniel is the guy to beat. So, yeah, I would say that would be an upset if Firstkiller can beat him. Daniel looks to be the best player in NA 1v1, especially with the lead here. But let's see, what does Firstkiller have when Daniel's on match point? Even though match point can be the hardest point to get sometimes, especially in a close series like this one. Will Daniel be able to close the deal? Firstkiller stealing the boost here. Daniel's already grabbed it.
Yeah, he's going to run this one straight down into the net. Or is he going to just clear that one to the corner? Firstkiller's grabbed boost as well. Dan at a certain goal. That's not the best start if you want to be locking down this one in 6. FK. Let's get the Dan has made about 18 mistakes in 21 seconds here. He's also missed this one and put it into his own net. Firstkiller gets the flip. It wasn't that powerful, but he did go for the bump.
I mean, yeah, Daniel definitely jumped the wrong way there. He probably, I mean, he could have done a better job trying to save it. That was not even close, but it was still a great shot by Firstkiller. Put him under a lot of pressure. Daniel's floating challenge did not slow him down at all. This is the reality of the situation. Is Daniel's still pretty good at ball control and still able to produce that same ball control, even when he himself has started the game poorly.
Just still automatic on those flip resets. It is instantaneous. I feel like he's got a separate button that he presses as soon as he finds that flip, pops it off the card, gets the win, and gets the kickoff win in the next instance as well. Here we go. What's he got in store? Goes over the top. Early pop. Firstkiller went the insta challenge. This time Dan's ready.
Yeah, not a bad idea by Firstkiller. Just a very blatant challenge there. Maybe slight hesitation in the approach, just a small fake that didn't really do anything, but Daniel was ready for it. He's seen Firstkiller challenge a bit early. We mentioned earlier that the way to beat that is to just have an outplay prepared. Don't assume that your opponent's going to back off. And have a pop or a flick or a shot ready. Daniel definitely did on that occasion. Now he's playing for the boost steal. This is full on just taking it over to that side. Firstkiller doesn't have a lot to play with. He has got the catch, shoots it straight at Daniel. That'll deny Daniel a counter attack while Firstkiller steals the boost and loops around to score an equalizer. Very smoothly, I might add.
Yeah, Dan was really not expecting that Firstkiller could get this on net. He was basically just pushing up to pressure a touch from Firstkiller, try and win that ball back. And Firstkiller found the angle that perhaps Dan didn't see was possible. Lands on the ball as well. A little bit of a basketball dribble into the net. Next kick off here, Dan. Getting the win but missing the boost, which is another mistake here from the man that, well, he's been looking in form every other game, but right now he's giving Firstkiller 3 chances on net, and FK's going for the air dribble bump, and he doesn't land it. Dan saves it off his own net. Firstkiller won't concede a goal on the counter-attack.
Yeah, big time save there from Daniel on the air dribble bump. I mentioned earlier, this is something he's struggled against in the past, but he is really improving his air dribble bump defense. But, you know, Firstkiller didn't go all in with that one, so it's not like it was a bad play for him. Oh, the pre-flip, the trip up Daniel. Firstkiller going to try and get this one into the middle. He got it into the middle, but a bit too quickly, couldn't keep up with the ball. I personally, I would love to see Firstkiller getting physical again. Because, you know, if there's one time that you are going to mess up your defense at that, it would be in a situation like this against the Salt Mine NA defending champion in position on match point.
Yeah, Dan now. He's just given the ball by Firstkiller, who is just fake challenging, and he's been caught out again. It's the perfect shot off the side post. Firstkiller, the moment of hesitation yet again has proved costly. Dan gets the lead back.
Yeah, Firstkiller kind of just waiting for that one. That was a full-on shadow play. You know, he's keeping Daniel guessing, but Daniel seems to be one step ahead of him. He's guessing correctly every time. Now the ball goes towards Daniel's back corner, but that's fine. He's going to be there to take it when it does arrive in the back corner. More than that, he's going to be countering down the middle. Firstkiller thought Daniel was coming for him. Daniel just plays the ball and scores.
Just runs that ball in. Firstkiller, you can see he's in a world of hurt there in the offensive end. Dan's transition straight down. 4-2 and 2 minutes 44 away from moving straight through to the Salt Mine North America Grand Final. Salt Mine number 3. Can Dan be the first person in Salt Mine North America history to eliminate Firstkiller?
Yeah, Firstkiller's never lost in situations like this. He's always thrived. Daniel, his greatest test in 1v1 regionally to date, and he is starting to get those outplays in the early challenges. Daniel, Firstkiller, you know, mix those in games 3 and 4 to great success. He's got the speed on the breakaway here. Yes, he does. Firstkiller slots perfectly, and he's back within a goal.
Just so quick, and Dan gave him a little moment of hesitation there. You see Dan just getting caught under it. Perhaps not quite ready, not quite having the reactions for Firstkiller to be so fast. I think that ball bounced off the bar as well. Firstkiller back to 1. Everything on the line. Dan delayed kickoff. He's been learning from my coaching manual. He can get it on the next rank.
Oh, you definitely will be. Will be able to, that's true.
There's Dan. Trying to control this one. 100 boost. Firstkiller wants to turn, wants to inter-challenge. Dan with a huge flick over the top. FK, nice little wall dash to control this ball. Just walks it down the line. Dan with a huge pinch off Firstkiller's car with the end of that attack.
Yeah, Firstkiller's really trying to pretend that he had any boost at all there, back Daniel up, but Daniel's not having it, and now he's got Firstkiller on the back foot. He's air dribbling to force Firstkiller's last boost to be used defensively, and he dunks on him when the boost runs out. 5-3. Daniel gave Firstkiller no time to path around the box for small pads. He's only able to get 2, and that was simply not enough.
Yeah, Firstkiller had no boost in offense and then no boost in defense either. He had a serious problem collecting those big pads, those big boys. Couldn't get the 100 in the tank, but this time he does. Grabs that mid boost. Wants to be straight on the attack. Needs to get one back pretty quick here. Could be the final game for him, but there's the ultimate mistake. Overcommitting in offense. Dan still delaying. Every little second is important. Kills time off the clock there. 3-goal lead to Daniel. He's a minute 20 away, ladies and gents, from moving on to the grand final.
And he finished the job. Firstkiller with a couple of mistakes, being punished by Daniel every time. And the job is definitely far from finished. Firstkiller fought till the very last second of the last game. Flip reset, dunk attempt, but Daniel blocks it and covers the dunk underneath as well. Firstkiller has to take the ball all the way back to his hat.
A minute now, Firstkiller has to get to work. We need to see more pressure. He's got to go for everything. There we go. The bumps can open up space. He's going instantly down on net and does lock in the goal. It's back to 2. He's certainly not out of this one yet.
So much power by Firstkiller. With that first touch, it gave him all the power he needed. With his second touch, just slotting it low underneath Daniel. Final minute upon us for Game 6. Is this the end of Firstkiller's Salt Mine 3 run? Or does he have more left in him? It's a fake kickoff by Daniel, completely catching Firstkiller by surprise, but the second touch is heavy. Firstkiller's now able to enter the play and take the possession away.
Dan being very passive here. He knows he's in the lead, but getting caught out. He does touch a backboard, misses a touch. He's fallen off it. Firstkiller thought he saw an angle bottom right. Dan knew he was going there as well. Gets the touch, 30 seconds.
Oh,
Firstkiller's turned him inside out, but missed the shot on net. That could have been the goal back.
But Firstkiller back wall bump attempt, but Daniel shrugs it off and keeps on chugging along. It's Daniel with the lead late. He's just hanging on with a clear. Firstkiller countering down the middle. Daniel pounces on it. He read that counter attack well.
And this is going to be it. It's now or never for Firstkiller. It might be his last attack here. He's trying to slice and dice. He's wave dashing, but he's been demoed. And Daniel will be the first player from North America to move through to the grand final. He's knocked out Firstkiller, the first player to do it in this region. And he's put in an impressive performance.
Daniel takes the lead in the all-time head-to-head against one of the best, if not the greatest 1v1 player to ever come out of North America. And he does it in style. So it's 6-4 in the last game. Got control in the closing seconds and left nothing up to chance. GG's, bro. Good luck, says Firstkiller. And Daniel says GG's, thank you. Great respect to see between these two legends of the NA1 scene. Well, Firstkiller made him work for it, but Daniel still seems to be the favorite for the entire thing.
And I may have been fired as Firstkiller's coach. Not able to get the job done when it counts. Crumbled under pressure. And Firstkiller is not happy with me. But no, well played Firstkiller. He put up a strong fight. But I just think Dan, as we said, he was the favorite going in. It was the expected result. He's just seriously in form right now.
Yeah, he really is. He seemingly can't do anything wrong to the tail end of this year. Just back from a week dominating 2v2 in solo queue, and now he is dominating 1v1 in Salt Mine 3, but that's the penultimate step for Daniel. Next up is either Wavy or Diaz, two players Daniel has a lot of experience playing against recently, but you know, I think either way, regardless if he makes that grand final against Daniel, he will be the favorite now. I've got to think that was probably the threat that he considered the biggest threat. Like, who do you think when Daniel woke up last night, if he woke up thinking about an opponent for today, surely it would have been Diaz. It could be Diaz. Diaz back wall air dribbles. Yeah, very even across the board. Possession, field control, and boost. Very, very close between these two. But yeah, not Firstkiller able to get so much boost as usual. That is the end of his tournament. Still very impressive top 4 finish for Firstkiller. Only Diaz and Daniel could stop him, and they were both close series.
Yeah, we're down to 2 now. We're 4 series through of today. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
It has been a long day, but we've got 2 of some incredible series going. I'm seeing a lot of Wavy comments as well. These guys are absolutely pumped to see Wavy. Obviously, he's got a fantastic Twitch stream of his own. Shout out to all you guys, all the supporters out there.
We've had him on the Chalkcast.
And we've had him on the Chalkcast as well. Check out that episode on YouTube, Chalkcast on YouTube, and all of your audio listening platforms. But then we've also got an entire region behind Diaz as well. This is going to be a fantastic matchup, and I cannot wait.